Now, there we are. A voice! It's me. I have been fucking looking forward to this. Now, XSplit is lagging as usual, so let's direct this toward me. The guy. Hi. Welcome back to Ace Attorney. If you weren't here last time, you missed quite a bit. There we go. My computer has some. Me too, buddy. No. I was hovering over the button. It's flashing? Uh. Okay, it's been flashing a lot. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. What's this? At me Spamton? You can go. ICPU usage detected. The rats? Ah, fuck. Okay, I gotta get rid of the rat. You're gone. D. Vasquez, my beloved. Uh. I don't want to get rid of you. You can go where the rat was. If I can fucking select the image. I might have to demod you for that. But hi, if you weren't here last time, fucking Phoenix fell into the water. Dahlia Hawthorne is back, and her name is Iris now. We transitioned into the same character. We're playing as Edgeworth. That's fun. And I'm about to ban Honey, so that's pretty good. Okay, I can't move fucking D. Vasquez while the stream is running. Yeah, Phoenix Wright is dead. And we're in court. As Edgeworth. As the defense attorney. And there's a funny moment from, what's it fucking called? Case 1-5. Because that case came out after the trilogy was over. And you can inspect Phoenix's badge, and it's you can actually inspect the back of it, and it'll say like, oh yeah, this is my badge. It's, as you see, it has this ID number here, which means if someone wanted to impersonate me, they couldn't. Which, as you saw from a previous case and this one, that is not true. Even a little. Hello. Let's see. The chat viewer must stay. Do I gotta get rid of Cowboy Spaghetti? Oh. Wait. Okay, that's not moving. I have to keep that. Maybe I can delete the capture card recording the scene. Okay, you're gone. Okay. So Cowboy Spaghetti can remain. We're still using quite a bit of disk space. Ooh. Task Manager. Firefox is using a lot of memory. Ooh. Oh, Outlook. Goodbye. Microsoft Edge, you're gone. Steam, I have to keep that open. Search, you're gone. Okay, now we're running at 70 memory, which still isn't good, but it's about as good as it's going to get. Now, I still can't see how loud I am, but with that, I think we've What do you think? What do you think I'm reading the chat on? I guess I could check the chat on my phone. Funny, I'm gonna be in court and I'm gonna be looking at my phone. Mr. Edgeworth, are you on your goddamn phone? Yes, Your Honor. Okay. Honey, I'm using XSplit. Like, I'm paying money to use it. I'm paying money to stream. Okay. I heard it was less resource intensive than OBS. That, and I'm a contrarian, and everyone said, "Oh yeah, just use OBS." And I'm like, "No, I want to put silly pictures up." All right, that's not working. So I'm gonna close Firefox, and I'm gonna be looking at y'all from my phone. Oh, maybe not. Nope, I have to close the chat. Okay. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, but then I have to like download a new program and transfer everything over. Like, that's gonna be a fucking hassle. Plus the fact that like I gotta get my money's worth. But it's now been 30 minutes, and I've been troubleshooting for that amount of time. So I should, at this point, just starts with episode 5, Bridge to Turnabout Trial. Oh, fucking trust me. Ibuprofen and Tylenol saved me. The smoke lingering in my room gave me a killer headache. Same. Well, not smoke specifically. I just get killer headache all the time. Okay. Make sure I'm facing the microphone when I fucking read this shit. February 9th, 9:47 a.m. I've never waken up that early. District Court Defendant Lobby, number 1.
Oh my, Mr. Lawrence feels that way about me.
Apparently, he isn't even aware of your secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed. You just have the curse of chronic migraine, true?
I'm sorry. I'm just hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not. In any case, whatever it was that he saw on the night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Lawrence is the witness today?
No, thankfully. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Dunham, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes. Calling it right the second she's going to try to kill Larry and Bikini. I wish she killed Larry.
You're our prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed.
Don't worry, I've made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris, it is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend once told me.
Mr. Edgeworth.
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself whether or not I am fit to do the task I have been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I leave my defense in your capable hands.
February 9th, 10 a.m., District Court Courtroom, number 7. My air conditioner turned off. I'll die. That's right, bake. I had to stretch so far, all 3 feet, to get my air conditioner. I support her trying to kill the Larry. The one and only. Me too. Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Now, I want to point out something that I just noticed while I was looking at the sprites the other day. This isn't just Edgeworth, like, flipped to the side. This is a different sprite. Very, very slightly. That yellow pin is a defense attorney's badge. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in this case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such a blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant.
Objection!
The prosecution...
No, put my whole pussy into it.
The prosecution stands ready.
And you are?
Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy.
Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be in any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma.
Legends are singers of the past. I am a Von Karma, that is all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting the case.
You did? Then you must be quite a big shot.
He's really good. I don't have a big shot on my soundboard, so you can just have 1 second of free breath.
By the way, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or am I just imagining things? You look very much like our prosecutor I met once. I believe you are imagining things, Your Honor. Miss Von Karma, do you have anything to say?
There is no such weakling as this man among those of the prosecutor's office.
There isn't, but I'm sure once before in this court. Ow!
I told you, there is no such weakling.
What is that, a whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip!
Hold it!
I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee, but there's still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today.
This promises to be interesting, Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today, but looking at you now, maybe this is what I've been waiting for all of this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers.
I see you brought your flair for the histrionic. Allow me to add to the things I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court.
Oh! The stage is set. I'll continue with the proceedings, Your Honor.
Why is she allowed to have a whip?
Why is she allowed to whip the judge? Very well, Miss Von Karma. Please give an outline of this case, with as little whipping as possible.
The murder victim is the famed picture book author, Miss Elise Dunham.
Slipping through my fingers all the time. I got VOD muted today.
The body was found in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in this picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. Court accepts this photo of the crime scene. Court photo added to the court record.
There's no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring this witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney.
After how he was in the previous case, the judge deserves to be whipped.
True.
Witness, please state your occupation, please.
Hold on there. I'm not sure if I can see the witness at all. Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain-plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for the poor lady, please.
Once again, your name and occupation, please.
Little old me, well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini, you got it? Bikini! Nice to meet everyone. Okay. But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now.
Ah! The courtroom is the garden of holy judgment. Those with lechery in their hearts should leave at this sanctuary at once.
You want me to leave? No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
Does he serve as a defense attorney ever again? No. I have been big sleepy today. Hi. Oh my god. Bikini's just my queen voice.
Anyways, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question. That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that. Let us hear what you have to say, then. First, tell us about your own movements that night, eh? The night of the murder. The night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. It was simply coincidence that you found yourself recurring to Hazakura Temple? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made.
Yippee, 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 the idea. Oh, you can see how, but yeah.
There is only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Okay, Francisca. Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination.
The night of the murder.
That night! What is this in a temple? Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we do to train people to do, right? We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madame. In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual powers required. There's a small temple across Dusky Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training. And how exactly do you help with this process? It is all quite exacting. It can't be performed without a nun supervising.
Like a tutor watching to make sure a spoiled child studies.
A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? Well, as you can see... Violently? That's right. It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and fork during the cold months. Just being alive is like strict training. On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again? That's right, raging like a bull in a pig pen. I almost fainted once or twice. I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me. Finish me off. So I left... Oops.
Hold it!
You left Iris to him. With what? What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 p.m., so we were starting to enter into the training exercises proper. Wasn't it your place to remain with them to decipher? Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolytes so they don't pass away. Just to confirm this point again, that night you met with Iris in the inner temple, correct? Yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see. That's unfortunate. So you returned to the Hazakura Temple in order to take a bath? My back is to blame for everything. It's a do-what-be-done in kind of world, after all. How long were you in the bath for, if you don't mind me asking? My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind. Madame, I am homosexual. I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly did you wash? Ah, this is why you have to wash the young ones. What are you going on about? Oh!
Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth.
The lowest of the low.
Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense's bench?
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long. You understand, so. It was after I had finished. The crime took place in the courtyard, correct? When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard.
That's right. In other words, it was a pure coincidence as the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case.
That certainly appears to be true.
Sister Bikini, Edward going through Phoenix's hell. Yeah.
Dear God, I should have stayed a prosecutor. Okay, there's indeed only one problem with his testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are.
Secret photo. Okay. Pretty sure it's Iris's testimony.
Nope.
Objection!
Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on the powers of the observation and memory, after all. Well, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after the ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She said that?
A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I love computer issues.
Okay. I see it flashing now. Ah, fuck. Okay.
Into the darkness.
Jesus Christ. kill Spampton. It's funny that this theme is playing while this shit is happening. There we go. Is it still flashing? I don't see it flashing, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it.
Whatever the reason, I can't believe she would lie. He does indeed seem to have honest eyes.
Old people lie, that is my belief.
Why am I the only one being whipped in here?
Francisca doesn't whip women.
Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, which means we must call your memory into question. Dear, you're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Did it freeze? No, it didn't. Okay.
Dear, you're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
No, the kink art with her must be a
100%! That isn't exactly. My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Sorry, I clapped into the microphone. Well then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. And please add your comments to Aboot Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination.
Hold it!
Are you sure that you're not making a mistake? You young man need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. Iris always wears the same clothes. The smallest thing out of the place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake. Thinking I made a mistake. An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder.
Objection!
Witness, let's get one thing straight. I'm not. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course! That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Oh, wait a minute.
Objection!
Hold it right there. Why do you have that?
That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights-out bell was rung.
What?
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Well. Not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order in the court! Witness, you— Oh!
Sister! This hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you?
Spares? Well, I don't tend to make too many of them. I see, a stockpile, a surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. But this is quite strange.
Yeah. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There is no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easy. Discrepancies such as these will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness? Well, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, You must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on the way to the inner temple.
The seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
You would know something about fruits, wouldn't you, Edgeworth?
I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Harris was... Oh, Mr. Khalees! And with that sword of all the things... Mr. Khalees was staying in the corner room which faces out into the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would have been much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edward II in court, and me seeing it from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge, his imagination is just about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoes.
I would look the fool. I would look the fool if I had commented on such foolishness. Anyways, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours?
No.
I finished my bath. How far is it from your room to the inner temple? Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stumps of mine. It's about 5 minutes for the average person, though. It's about 15 minutes to Dusky Temple from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it back there that night, did you?
Now that's right. I was heading along the walkway towards the main hall. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and... You say you heard a noise? Thump! Just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling off from the branches. Thump! Just like that. But then, couldn't this noise you've heard have been the snow falling to the ground? I never thought of that.
The next one to laugh gets a whipping.
Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and... Uh-oh, I dropped my phone.
Ragnar is begging for me to go cut chicken.
Father, I need my chicken.
Iris, oh, Mr. Khalees. This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant. But some doubt remains in these claims. Hey, what does that mean? Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to... The murderer who stabbed the victim with a sword, Sister Bikini, tried to recall exactly who it was you saw, as clearly as you can. Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it, there was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time. Please don't keep us in suspense. Her hood!
Oh, hoods!
That's right, it's coming back to me. Iris, she wasn't wearing her hood. I thought something was out of place, but it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she'd given that hood away to someone, right?
Ah! You dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth.
What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important? It's important. This may initially appear to put me at a disadvantage, but I can't see any other leads at the moment. Your Honor, I would like these new statements to be added to the testimony.
Miles Edgeworth, if you want to hang yourself, you only need to ask. I'll gladly lend you my whip.
What the fuck, Francisca? Witness, add that statement to your testimony.
I'm sincerely wondering if he's going to lose this case.
At this pace. No problem. Now that you mention it, Iris didn't have her hood on. Your Honor, I would like to retract the statement. Are you sure about that? Yes, after all, we always wear the same clothes. Oh, I don't mean because we're poor, you understand. It's our style. Yes, that's it.
Do those two hate each other? Sort of? There's a scene at the very end of the last game that shows that, like, they do really care about each other. I'm personally not going to show you that scene because, like, the build-up to it is, like, entirely worth it, and that's my favorite end credit scene of the, or end credit music of the entire series. They're basically siblings. They want to kill each other, but, like, they'll come to bat for each other.
Anyway, she looks different from normal, so that really stuck out.
Like me holding a whippet puppy instead of my whip.
At least then it might bite you and not someone else. Iris didn't have her hood on, I'm sure of it. Very well. Now, please tell us about the victim, eh? Mystic Elise was staying. The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor? No. Hazakor Temple is a single-story building, but the mountain itself slopes downwards, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back. They're about the height of a two-story building. I see. And the victim was staying in one of these elevated rooms, correct? No. Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room, after all. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. What makes you so sure of all of this? Just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Just like that.
You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height.
Here's the witness was not mistaken then. Yep. I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakor Temple. There's only two of them working there.
What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark? You're not going to say anything smart?
Fuck you. Doesn't feel like she's lying. This is very powerful testimony, too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There can only be two things. There are only two things I can believe in right now. My client Iris and my own abilities as a defense attorney. Heard a noise from the courtyard. This is the second time.
Oh, my sinuses. That's kind of a funny picture.
Objection!
Impressive logic, that's what I'd like to say anyway. No, please do. My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? It appears someone updated it.
The autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
Ah!
That's right, it says after death right here. The scene the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Order! Order! The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, don't you agree?
That is a logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below.
Were there any signs of a struggle in Mr. Dunham's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Ah!
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Your whip has just caused a trace of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your Oh!
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honor is well aware. But when a stab wound produces the most blood...
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want me to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With a weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With a weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion, then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions.
Francisca, you're free. Order! Order in the court! I must agree that this is a very probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Francisca Von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please! Remain standing on the crate. Sorry, I was just stretching. Don't go selling me short now. The weight of the winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially on my back and my mood.
Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
I think with the whip? Oh boy. Alright, alright.
A knife in a stab wound is functionally a cork. Pretty much, yeah. That's what they're saying, at least.
I looked across at the scene. The sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab, Mr. Galeese. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I woke, Mr. Gabi was stabbing Mr. Galeese through the back. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma's strike for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Francisca, and I'm here to teach you just that. Wait up! At that time, was the victim bleeding? Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all of this, of course, so I'm not entirely sure, but I don't think I saw any blood, not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound.
In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the incident in which the victim was stabbed? Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stabbed. That's all I needed to hear. Very carefully, this is very important. It's Iris we're talking about here. I'm thinking for all I'm worth. No, when I looked over, the sword was already in Mystic Elise's body. It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory.
The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
I've never seen so much blood before. So you're saying that you saw the victim's blood? That's right! Some of it has splattered onto Iris too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was nearly folded in the corner.
What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well?
I was so excited to dye my hair, but my mom forgot to play. Ah, fuck, I'm sorry.
That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Should I press this point further? Yeah, I'm going to stop here. Going back to your previous statement, you say that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now you say you saw the victim... You say you saw the victim bleeding? Well, I say, that what I saw is what I saw. What did you see? I don't remember. Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day. Pulling the sword out? Oh my god. But it wasn't exactly pulling, it was more like it came out. Witness, you'll add the statement to your testimony. Oh, was it that important? More important than you can imagine.
Also, my dinner's here.
Pizza.
I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw the sword smoothly slide out? That's right. Okay, we're going to come back to that one. I need to finish the rest of your dialogue. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mystic Army. Mystic Elise was on the ground and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was buried up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mystic Elise's body. Slid out from that gaping wound. Ah! It goes without saying that if the sword was removed there, it would be bleeding.
Nothing out of place here. It's made out of aluminum foil, so it's actually very light.
Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appears to have happened. I've never seen so much blood before.
That is the exact same sword that knocked out fucking Luke at me. So maybe. No, he didn't actually use that sword. Never mind. He just fucking like bent it.
Was the bleeding caused by the killer removing the sword? No mistaking it, I remember it as clear as day. Don't you think that's a bit odd?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
Why would the killer pull out the sword?
What?
If all she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue, then there was no reason to remove it from the body. All that would have accomplished is causing the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Miss Von Karma?
That's...
It's because there's like multiple. No, it's not from the village Maya's from. It's from the same religion, but this came from this temple because they mentioned it. I think in some dialogue.
Yeah, this came from a secondary location
or something.
Indeed, it is strange now that you mention it. I'm going to need to find an answer to this mystery, too.
Anyway, the witness saw something terrible. Oops. So what did you do after that, witness?
That's when I... Now on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct? Well, I was unconscious.
How long were you out for?
I don't know, 10, maybe 20 minutes in the cold snow, face down. A young man with a very prickly-looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually. Not sure how I like that method of resuscitation. Well, I wasn't asking for mouth-to-mouth or anything of the sort. But I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you. I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening? I'll fuck it out of him tonight. And when I awoke, Mr. Ami was stabbing Mr. Galeese through the back.
While we're vaguing about Phoenix, I should mention something. Case 1 and 4, Phoenix is looking at both of those cases in the hospital room. Probably right about now.
By Mr. Gami, you are referring to the golden statue, correct? Just stabbing someone with a shishito, a sacred treasure, is terrible enough. But to then make Mr. Gami hold the blade...
Truly a heinous, despicable crime.
It is easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, there is something that cannot be done so easily.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem?
What the fuck, Francisco?
Is that what leads to day 2? I think so. I'm trying to remember the context.
Okay. Exactly why would the killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can.
There isn't always a logical reason behind why someone acts.
That's true, so true. In early spring, for example, I often find there isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the shishito from the Ami statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? But if I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth. When I saw the instant the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. Yeah, I have some problems with that one. Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. The least annoying witness I have ever encountered. At least, I like to think so, but there are too many contradictions here. Well, what do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to the hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain. Oh!
Explain yourself!
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Doesn't appear? That's meaningless trouble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep. So, should I choose?
Screenshotting that. Thank you.
The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit. That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up to the hilt, well, just look at the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
That's...
We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. And 1,000 fan arts sprung from that one line. True. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If the sword really was thrust all the way to the hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it?
Ah!
If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
No!
Oh!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth! Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could only maybe manage one, if that.
But what does this all mean? You've proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the shishito. What?
A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish minds of a foolhardily foolish fool.
Examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
I look her up on Tumblr. 2 posts down is her wrapping Maya up with the whip in a rather lesbianism manner. She is my Yuri queen.
Well, it's because Mr. Gami was holding it. Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the shishito was the murder weapon. Order! Oh!
So maybe the shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth.
Francisca talking like a Disney villain with all these fools. Yeah? Oh. Something that's, I don't think gonna come up again. Maya and Francisca are actually the same age. Also, she was a prosecutor at 13, apparently. I can think of many sword-like objects, like my... Your penis is sharp?
If that's so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious question? Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall in the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to where, if a sword-like object was found?
That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Kiss Barb.
Like a cat.
Another mystery to throw into the pile. A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky one. excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of.
You what? Have her going youch and yipes and yow!
I think we need to hear a testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible. What else could this woman have seen? I saw the murder around. Okay, that's not true at all. That might be true. I saw the murder around 11 p.m. and after her asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate, and there were tracks. I saw tracks that indicated a snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time. Well, I'm not in the best of shape, what with my back and age, you know.
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.
A snowmobile, eh? Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. I forgot my voice. Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please. I saw it. You're sure about the time? Yes, I was worried about it after all. Why was that?
I just realized something. In this universe, being a good defense attorney requires you to not actually know the law. You have to be a better cop and detective than the entire police department combined. True?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The Acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time.
Also, I should mention something. Phoenix isn't actually allowed to investigate the crime scene. Gumshoe is just an idiot. So, Phoenix gets to.
The Acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple. Her estimation of the time seems reliable, at least.
Please continue, sister.
And after asking...
You asked Phoenix Wright to report the crime, correct?
Right. The one who trampled me. It seems she is the type to hold a grudge. There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
I thought that in the first game he was explicitly allowed to investigate. He has to get permission from Gumshoe. But there's actually a line that Phoenix says in the later games, like, yeah, defense attorneys aren't, like, allowed to investigate, but, like, you do what you gotta to protect your client.
Phoenix Wright, he didn't even have his cell phone on him.
He had forgotten it at home, apparently.
What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand, too.
Anyway, I was really scared and it was taking him a while to get back. So I thought I'd go out by the main gate for a spell. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that...
I'd be useless in a Phoenix Wright trial, not gonna lie.
Me too. As I recall, there was a snowmobile at the main gate. That's it. That's the only one. That's it. That's the only one we have. It'll run no matter how much snow falls. Now you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived? Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
So she had already gone, discarded the meta weapon, and returned it by that time.
I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do? I need answers to every possible doubts. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at that time? Huh? Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile will heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used. Oh, I see. I never thought of that. That's right. I overlooked that too.
Of course you did.
Then answer the question, please, witness. I don't know. I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it. Snow? Yes, for some reason only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow. There wasn't any snow on it. Curses! It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile?
It takes around 5 minutes. In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself some walking. Oh, there's a reason for that. Have we got a moment for me to explain? I think that's why the question was asked in the first place. It was about a month ago. I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. Tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch. Crunch. I don't like that sound. I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it. Maybe they threw the weapon into you. Refresh our memory, how long were you knocked out for? Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using the snowmobile.
Now I have to concede that it is more than enough time.
Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth?
No. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all. I forgot to cross-examine that one. Another mystery to feed to the fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there's surely a problem with his testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in the flawed account. Sister Bikini, can you reach the pedals of the snowmobile? No. Trots. Well, it would have been possible time-wise. One element remains out of place here. Oh? And what would that mystery element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Turning to me for help over the slightest thing. Why don't you sing for yourself for once in a while, Your Honor?
What? He's as over the top as always.
Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains that the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth.
Another mystery to feed to the fire. Okay, I've read this dialogue before. Okay, so you saw trucks.
Yeah, it's the weather data.
Nope. I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of trucks?
What do you mean?
Iris left Hazakor Temple, threw the weapon into the river, then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of trucks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back. Oh, you're right!
You're forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your precious contradiction now, doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped. Leaving just returns one track of snow.
No, there should be 3 tracks. I think they're assuming that the snowmobile is pretty much always parked there.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in her theory? This idea that the snowfall covered one set of trucks. There is a contradiction. The trucks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain? Why there's a road index finger currently pointed in my general direction?
Oh, it's simple. You're wrong. Oh, no need. The evidence will do all the talking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusky Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing trucks were erased by snow. Also claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? Evidence that the outgoing trucks were not covered by the snow.
It's a lease. It's the weather data. Unlike Godot, Francisca does feel like she's just rapid fire throwing out insane hypotheticals, all with the same tone of,
Well, you can't prove that. You can't prove that it wasn't aliens.
Oh yeah, Francisca, what if the world was made of pudding? Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime. Like I said, it was around 11 o'clock. Of course. This means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report. Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks to have been made after that time to have been covered up. Order! Order! Very well, then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in.
What? I hate puns. It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things.
What do you mean?
Answer me this, then. When is a weather report ever correct?
Francisco. This happened. Oh, no, you've got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Oh!
Forecast data or weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may still have been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
It's true. We cannot be totally sure. What? How'd you pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. We need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
As I said,
Well, what if the weather report was wrong?
you're going to hate the first Miles Edgeworth game.
I too cannot allow any doubts to remain concerning this testimony.
You can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? The picture I was going to present. Ultimately, all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
He doesn't want to keep getting whipped for disagreeing with him. Oh dear.
Incredibly easy. I didn't read your dialogue, my bad.
Fuck you.
If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception.
And that is?
The victim herself, Miss Elise Dunham. She's as dry as you. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why.
Ah!
In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then this photograph there should be two sets of tracks.
Ah!
Order! Order! Just what are you...
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure myself, but...
Well,
What if someone cleared all of the snow off of a corpse? What if someone lit the corpse on fire?
This is simply what all of the facts point to. That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. They zoomed all the way fucking there. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were headed for Dusky Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when the person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained. Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Furthermore, on the night of question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean that night Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple. But Iris said that she never went there.
I have lesbianism in my base. There's actually a term for what she's doing. It's called a gish gallop. I didn't read that.
Something about chance. The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot. That sounds about right. But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to the Hazakura temple, I didn't see anything near Dusky Bridge.
You must have just failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakor Temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too. But that isn't possible. Order in the court. What does this all mean?
These people have never heard of a car hijacking. Who's gonna fucking hijack a snowmobile out there? There's like fucking 5 people there. Yeah, it was fucking Elise, Iris, Bikini, Pearl, and Maya. Yeah, almost exactly 5.
Order in the court. What does this all mean? So then, what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon.
And Phoenix.
If that was the case, then there should have been 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone returned the snowmobile. Someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakor Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness. Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything I know. But then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile.
Gish Gallop is when you debate your opponent by nonstop throwing out conjecture and hypothetical, and other person has to spend every single drop of effort trying to counter. They're never allowed to make any point because they're too busy trying to counter a never-ending tide of what-ifs. Yeah? Francisca does that a lot. I do still like her, though. I like her more than the prosecutor from Spirit of Justice, but that's not a very high bar in the first place. And she just barely beats the Apollo Justice prosecutor for me. But depending on the day, he might beat her, so it all depends.
Was there no one out walking, perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that night? I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that. Unless they had something really important to do. That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really?
You know someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder?
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not, but there are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are, first, he's an idiot. And second, he's an idiot. First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
Okay, we're back. Only an idiot would have done that. Hold on, I'm calling my number one idiot. Okay, so yeah, thank goodness. I'm so sorry that you saw that, honey. God damn it. Okay.
And the second being,
You're gonna get a timeout for that.
this individual,
This individual that I am thinking of wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot. Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about?
Thank goodness.
This guy might be a product of Jean-Luc de Lodac's Guide to Obnoxious French Paintings.
You know what? If that's going to happen, because this is a very famous case. As you just saw, people love spoiling it. I timed out that guy, so I don't know if he's even seeing what you're saying. But I'm actually going to take the chat off of the stream for this one. If I can fucking access it. Anyway, sorry for that delay. My grandpa came in, and one, I had a nail in my tire, and two, I fucked up the transmission last night, which was fun.
This is Larry Botts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Dunham. A student. Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside on the night of the murder? That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him.
I will still read y'all's comments out loud. They're just not going to appear in the stream. That way, so like, even if you have delay, maybe I can smite someone. Although XSplit is still lagging, so I can't actually... Nope, there we go. Okay, there we go.
He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him, although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
and so this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw?
I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom. Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I?
I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well, Larry. He is, after all, an artist.
Yeah.
You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess. And I'm going to go drink water. To be continued. Okay. Now, I'm here. That says 9/11. But I'm going to do some things. Get some water, take a restroom break. Close my door, actually, because I got news about my car, and my soundproofing got stuck in the door. Okay, I'm back. I'm going to pin a message. There we go. Okay. Let's move this back down. Let's continue on.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth?
That's good.
I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things of which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you in any way I can.
First, about that night, you really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is a lie.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday, until the incident occurred. I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the times Sister Bikini returned to the main hall in which she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 11:30 and 11 p.m. that night, were you the one who used this snowmobile?
There is only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusky Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
God damn it! Iris!
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet.
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
Safety of the Acolyte.
The Acolyte, huh? You must be talking about Maya. Iris, look at me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Dunham?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
As I thought. No psycho locks. Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough. Like, we all know Dahlia did it. This, well, 100%. Board will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
May I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I could never take a life, guilty of like 5 murders.
Yeah.
I can only presume. Oh, God!
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court.
Oh, me? Fuck, I gotta go to court?
Alright, Dunham, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
Oh, thank God.
It would seem that a whip is going to see plenty more use today.
Ouch! Your sketch is in contempt of this court.
Hey, I was just an artist. Oh, God!
You're trying to run away from the bailiff who's trying to hand you your subpoena, correct?
Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint. Well, they use the technical term for the color, viridian. Alright, this isn't an art store now, is it? I know. I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields? I presume he wanted to say field work, I hope. That's it. Thanks, buddy. It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence. I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I've got nothing to do with this trial at all. I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or, to use the technical term, crimson lake. Ouch! Ow! Stop! Ow! 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 Oh!
Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man!
Refrain from rip-whipping me, Von Karma. Cross-whipping is just as bad as cross-check. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify, now! This is too much for me. What? I saw. I was at that lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now, aren't I, Edgy? Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony. I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation, or anything else? Mr. Edgeworth is... Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferiority complex. He's recently been in the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people. Oh, that's right, I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Is it bad? I'm inclined to believe that Iris is not guilty of this murder. I didn't see anyone when he saw Phoenix fall into the river. I pressed enter by accident. I didn't see what he said.
We can delve into the other details at a later time. what I saw. I was at that lodge out. Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This is one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse.
So, Witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip.
Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could be seen, it's not like I was there to look at them, right?
See? You can do it if you try.
Oh!
There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusky Bridge.
I walked to the bridge a number of times. A number of times? How many? Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes, which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night. You bet! Real love is all about waiting, with your heart in your hands. Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shop, using this blackmail letter. Blackmail? No. That is simply a product of the... Oh, God!
You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whipping, whining wass of a defendant witness.
No, what did you see? I hope you, for your sake, you saw a snowmobile. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey excuse for a whipping, whining wuss of a witness, eh? Oh, well, you see. Being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, you really didn't see it? Hey, no need to hit your desk. I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile. Larry, say snowmobile for me, please. Snowmobile? If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest? Shut up! What is this? I don't know. Don't ask me. It seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. You didn't meet anyone? That's right, because I've got nothing to do with this. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? I hope that one of these days Larry is the murderer. Me too. Come on, I expected to see those crimson lake faces now. It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth. Indeed. Seems that he's going to claim that he has nothing to do with this until the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slice through his obvious contradictions, keep things moving along. I didn't see anyone at that bridge. What about Phoenix Wright? Just so that we won't have to see him anymore. That's a bit mean to Mr. Ass. It is a little mean. I think he deserves it. Larry Butts, I can understand why you want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic and you cause all sorts of trouble. I'm sorry. But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction. Yuji, are you trying to console me? It certainly doesn't sound that way to me. However, I cannot forgive you for simply turning away from the incidents you create. Oh, you're totally pinning this on me. Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts? That's right, me, in the flesh. Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause these incidents. That reality will not change. But what do you want me to do then? Laurie, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you. Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this'll go especially well. I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
He is the lesser Larry. Asexual Larry is better. True. What I saw, part 2.
I went to the shack around 9 o'clock. That would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire. There was still some thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran to Nick.
Asexual Larry is a pig bootlegger and the most cowardly coward ever, but that gives him charm.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge that caught it on fire?
It was like me after a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burnt out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall.
What did you say?
Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
He fell into a 40-foot drop. I never knew. Was that a man if he should be called lucky or unlucky?
Now, Mr. Edworth, please, commence your cross-examination.
What I saw, part 2.
I went to the shack around 9 o'clock, so it would have been around... What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half? Well, you really must know. I was busy being excited, I guess. Excited, dare I even ask? I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait. I thought she might come early, too. Well, it appears she didn't come at all in the end.
Because they never arranged the meeting in the first place, did they?
Shut up, doing picking my fond memories apart. Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her. I was lying under my bedding for a while when a white flash almost blinded me. This light was, of course, lightning, like kerpow, kerchaw, like a slap from Naomi, honestly, a big bada boom. Ugh!
Or a little like that?
That's more like a punch from Miranda. Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge? Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so... I looked out the window and Dusky Bridge was on fire.
Larry's chasing of women lasts as long as a trial in Asexual. True?
Dusky Bridge was on fire.
Hold it!
Seeing that, what did you do? What do you think? I was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart.
And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge?
Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind. I'm not sure I care. I forgot his voice. I'm not sure I care for the forget-it attitude you had at first, witness. There was still some thunder, but it went right away. But I went right away to check it out. You went right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that? About 40 hours. Lightning fell, then the bridge caught on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes. I mean, I suddenly thought, gotta go check this out.
How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge?
Hold on. Well, It had pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about a 5-minute walk. And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there? Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfires kids make during school campfire. Tricks me compare. Well, should I press him for a little more info? So you suddenly thought to check out the bridge. Does this mean that you initially had no intention of doing so? Well, yeah, I guess it does. It was really cold. I didn't want to go out there. If that's the case, then why did you change your mind? I would like to hear your reasoning. In which case, please give testimony to that effect, witness. My reasoning? Okay. Oh, reasoning, is it? Oh, I thought I'd never get another chance to see something so big burning. They decided to go and see what was happening. That's right, we're talking about a massive suspension bridge burning to heaven high. High heaven.
Isn't that judge's voice the one you have to do well or your girlfriend will have opinions?
Yes. I don't want to insult every Canadian. That's not something you see every day. A real spectacle. Like, really special. Can we really trust a witness who is unable to pronounce spectacle? Life seems to love hitting this poor witness below the bed.
Yeah, because he is the Canadian judge.
Well, my motto is hit life back as hard as I can. Oh!
I'll give you a few hits too if you like. There's my whip.
He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, but there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth. Put on story mode while I drink water.
Hold it!
Hydration. Well, should I press him for a little more info? Larry, let me ask you one thing. What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face? Why didn't you call anyone? Oh, what do you mean? Normally when faced with a towering inferno, one would try to tell someone. There's a public phone right by the Dusky Bridge, correct? Well, of course I thought of doing that. So then, let's hear why you didn't. Oh? Yeah, okay, a reason. My reason. It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay? I arrived at the bridge and Nick showed up less than a minute later. You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright? Yeah. I thought I'd better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. Totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway. Oh, it's this feeling. I suddenly have a terrible case of unease.
It was after contacting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less. He told me about the burning bridge yesterday, and like yesterday, he's still a fucking idiot. Your very existence of being a contradiction, I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not. What the hey, Edgy? You make it sound like I'm some sort of alien. Well, your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time. I've never been the best timekeeper, you know. 3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot, you follow him on your bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up with him? Terrible at those. This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct? Oh, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shock to Dusky Bridge, meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m. That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showed up and did his falling act. That is impossible.
What do you mean?
11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time. Oh, excuse me, I have an objection. You do? Gee, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Larry. Oh! Ugh!
It has not been proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister said all around 11, in which case it would have been earlier than that.
Watch your footing there, Miss Brun. Cisco Von Karma, the slope is all ahead is slippery, but there's still no way Wright could have been at that Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m., but Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and tell the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes? I feel like I got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping after all. Pinch me. Order! Order! Oh!
There was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem.
Yeah, not much of a problem at all. Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes and there's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accidents? Yes, witness, why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem, for even after the bridge had burnt out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
But this is Larry we're talking about, and even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means that there has to be a reason for his inaction. Edgy. I don't know the number for 911. I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude. Just as I thought, you've been playing with us all of this time. Listen, I'm gonna tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all? Yes. I may really say it this time. Everything. Oh!
Then say it.
Very well. I have a terribly bad feeling about this. However, let's have this witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for the 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness? The missing 15 minutes. I'm a Dunin. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. I like her. I like her too. Francisca, her first game is really unfortunate because for her first 2 trials, I didn't really like her that much. She won me over on that last one. But after this, every single time Francisca appears, in my personal opinion, I feel like she just gets better. The shock and awe I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out, and then he came running up. I suppose artists can be strange folk. Tell me about it. That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
I think Godot is a better prosecutor because he's actually doing the job right and not just throwing out what ifs, but she's cool. I'm very normal about her.
Not me. Including the truth from the sounds of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? Where is this man's brain? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did he think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him. You'll regret this, Edgy. Tell us, Larry. My name is Laurice, get it right. Mistakes like that are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am. Just who exactly are you? I'm Laurice Dunham, apprentice extraordinaire. That's what he calls himself in any case. Then, you are an artist? Of course. I'm an artist, the real thing. Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing?
That is a very big issue indeed. Sketching in front of the bridge, I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. Sketching? A burning bridge? A burning bridge and everything that came with it. What came with it? You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. That sketch of— Ow!
Enough? Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness.
Oh, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I leave it to you, Miles Edgeworth.
Fuck, he's fucking Swedish now.
What should I do? I've got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted there. I don't want to see it, actually. I hate art. Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please? Well. Even I couldn't have imagined it turn out like this. Imagined what? That Laurice Dunham's debut would take place here today like this. Oh! Show it! No! Okay, but steel yourselves. This is the world of Laurice Dunham.
It's his smut of Phoenix. True.
Well, so this is Dusky Bridge, correct? Quite a large bridge, isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Karma?
Yes, well, it's a better drawing than I expected.
Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did.
My dog is being a thief. A woman on the bridge.
Yeah? I'm, sure you did. This is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry? What? The burning bridge is fine. But what is that unfortunate-looking figure? You spotted that. I thought you might.
He drew Iris, didn't he? Yup, he drew it in crayon.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't. It's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish she'd take better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know. What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that? Oh, please answer this next question honestly. Okay. How many drugs were you on? I would like to leave the court, please. Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames? Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist. Are you high? The girl! She's high, really high up in this picture. Oh! What was that for?
This is all about dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly. This is the second time that someone has flown in one of these cases.
Actually, there is some precedence for this.
And she was there for that. I think he did that situation thing of he was seeing her in the flames, like how someone sees their lover in the clouds. She was flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge, at least. It was really something to see. This is to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring this witness back down to earth. What? Me? This witness is your friend, is he not? She was an Olympic long jump champion. What do you mean, second time? So you know that case with the clown that I said was bad? Yeah. This witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to foolishness. Miles Edgeworth.
Let us get back to the cross-examination. By force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I've got another reason to remember this moron. Well, what did you think of my debut piece? Get that thing away from me! Larry's sketch added to the court record.
I didn't read what that said. Horrible sketch of what he saw the night of the crime.
Oh, hurry up! Cross-examine him! I ripped up into a frenzy of art. I saw Iris flying in a white hood. Just where did you see this side from? Hey, no need to shout. When I was lying in bed in that rundown chalk, the crack of the lightning bolt made me realize that the bridge was burning. I just watched it from a while there, thinking how nicely it was burning. She wasn't wearing her hood. She gave it to Phoenix. In about 5 minutes, I saw it. Okay, so she gave the hood before she rung the lights out bell. I know that. So that was before 10. And then he's saying he saw her without the hood. Or with the hood after 10. Or after 11. Then about 5 minutes, I saw it.
The defendant's flying?
That's right. That's when I decided to go to the bridge. I see. That all makes sense. Aside from the sketch itself. Yes, this sketch doesn't make any sense. I just need to convince the artist that his work is ludicrous. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly. You transferred everything directly onto the page, and that is the sketch here. Yep, sensational, isn't it? Or should that be scandalous? It put my mind at ease anyway.
It did.
That's right. The reason she didn't come to me, even though I waited for her, was because she was trapped on the other side of the bridge. Could it be that Iris undertook that dangerous, desperate flight in order to reach me? That's gotta be it. Alright, go me! No, ouch!
Continue, please.
Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and he came running up. You forgot the passage of time to that extent, did you? Well, once I got caught up in something, I tend to forget everything else. That's true. He's always been that way. I guess he's not lying about that, at least.
Phoenix Wright appeared on the scene after 11:15 p.m. If he was drawing until then, that dispels all doubts.
Aside from the doubts of his humanity, eh? There's a big clue waiting for me in this cross-examination. His testimony does nothing less than mark the court. But I'm sure that there is a vital kernel of truth hidden in it somewhere. I'm a Dunham. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was whipped up into a frenzy of art. I saw Iris, her white hood fluttering. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly onto the page.
He's so not normal.
Yeah?
Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 that it's the truth. If that is truly the case, then my friend, you owe me $1. Then there's only one thing we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris. What? What do you mean? I don't understand.
A foolhardily foolish statement by an equally foolish foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct? Of course she was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Oh!
It seems that there's an even bigger force in this world than the one at the defense's bench.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. Heard from the other room. Ragnar was trying to steal and run off with my Catch him. The thief will not be allowed his larceny. Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Ride as a gift. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Ride who took flight? What are you talking about? I'm saying Ride is cucking you. I think you understand what I mean just fine. Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What? Angie, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why, you Nick! You dog! I hope you die in that hospital. Alright. I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded. Straight into the garbage. Oh.
Oh! What is it now, Witness?
It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Reggie, today's the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness? I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive?
Evidence?
Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge.
That's his ex-girlfriend, that's what, yeah.
And I, Maurice Dunham, shall prove it. I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. Show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a fact.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm gonna feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time. Trust me. Proof that Iris flew.
When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, but I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
A crystal sphere?
This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers.
That sphere, where did you find it?
Let me see. Around here, somewhere. Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow?
It had pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge. Funny enough, there was also an indent of, like, someone, like, face down in the snow. It was really fucking funny, actually.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards.
There's something on it. Yep, it's blood. Oh my, it's blood! What? Blood? Crystal sphere added to the court record.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Larry's Dunham only a few minutes ago? I'm watching you. Oh yeah, I turned comments off. Proof that Iris flew. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone.
Hold it!
So, you went to the burning bridge?
That's right. To meet Iris.
Yep, that is her ball.
Edgy, I'm fucking ballin'. That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway.
What? The defendant was not at the bridge when you got there, you say?
I guess she went back to Hazakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must have wanted to look her best.
It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up the energy to point. So, what did you do next?
I was so worried, so I frantically searched.
So you searched all over for her?
She was flying pretty high, you know. I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey, it was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to her shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, you know.
Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself. I kind of lost it for a while there.
You fell over yourself. We need to kill this man from 2002, or well, his sexism writing from 2002. Yeah?
Yeah, the snow was deep, and there was even a banana peel out there.
Yep, they're stupid, and then there's Larry Butts.
The short of it is that if you...
The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her... The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next?
That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow.
Half buried?
It was sitting in the snow with a little gathered on top of it.
Sitting in the snow with sitting with a little snow gathered onto it. Oh, yeah. He said Iris must have ran back to her room because she's a girl who wants to look her best.
I love you, writers from 2002.
It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was dark out, too.
I'm impressed. You did well to find it.
No matter what you may think when you look at me, I'm a pro. A genius security guard. I used penlight and I borrowed from my company. I used a penlight I borrowed from my company to help with my search. And it sparkled really brightly as if to say, here I am to me.
It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris's hood. But I need to remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night.
I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood.
Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one.
I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her.
This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is a fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? That is the question I aim to answer.
After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
I can name someone. Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reasons you thought that this was Iris are the hood in this crystal sphere, correct?
That's right. My gut is never wrong. I met that old bikini the next morning, and her crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound.
Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradictions in this testimony will be easy. But I feel that all that awaits us are further mysteries.
When I reach Dusky Bridge,
I'm pretty sure that's not the photo. But just in case, I was wrong. Laurie, that night there was someone who lost a crystal sphere.
there was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot?
Miss Elise Dunham, the mentor to us stupid idiots.
The victim?
I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar-looking crystal sphere.
Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! No!
A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch.
They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime. God, he's so dumb. Yeah. Oh, the crystal sphere! It's gone! I wonder where it could have gone.
What? 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 What?
Just what does this mean? If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris. After all, she was not wearing a hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. So that means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Dunham?
Fool alongside another fool on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribbler, is ridiculous. People cannot fly. That is ridiculous.
You can't do that. I saw it with eyes.
And this crystal sphere.
Why do people like this character? To be fair, most people know him from the first case, and that's about it. I, unfortunately, know every single case this moron appears in.
There is nothing more than a red herring.
And he hasn't even had his worst moment yet. You honestly believe that?
It's some sorts, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dunham was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case.
Miss Francisca von Karma? Fuck you. The only people who will accept that explanation are scattered brains and clowns.
Why are you pointing at me?
The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of the murder. Yet you expect us to believe this has nothing to do with the case?
Objection!
He gets worse?
Yes.
That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place.
Congratulations on your transposition. We can't neuter her soon enough. Well, he'll be a her when we're done with him.
Have you heard of force femme, Larry?
The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he drew that particular sketch.
What? You mean I'm the killer? No way!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe that this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Dunham left Hazakro Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth. I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can't. Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is the vital link to solving the case. You'll do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise. Because right now, I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered.
My niece is over right now, so this stream has been serenaded with the grand sounds of a 2-year-old smashing on a piano. Tell them to play Megalovania.
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. This crystal sphere was half buried in the snow, correct?
That's right, if it hadn't stopped snowing then, it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it.
That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was still snowing, even if it was ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us have a look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there was no snow on the victim's body. Oh! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What?
Order! Order! Order!
On the night.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What could that have been? This sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this juncture. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
The murder didn't take place in Hazakura Temple courtyard. Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is a fool? Which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
No, that's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing.
No, it isn't. You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Lee Stonum's body was found in Hazakura Temple. Unfortunately, it takes about 50 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest that someone carried the body all that way?
I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. You just need to prove that my version of events is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple. Do I have it here? I don't. I'm fucked. It's this, I hope. On that snowy night, there is only one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it also could have been used to carry a body. Order! Order!
Oh! This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moves the body. Does that put the final nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Francisco von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim, Elise Dunham, really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity.
Twitch crashed. I'm back. I missed some section. Don't worry. We killed Larry.
However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. Sorry, I have the hiccup. He drew this, so it is actually something that happened. The defense stands firm on this point.
Edgy. Thank you.
That settles it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Francisca von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There's only one reason and one alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in on this case, and then pass it on to Rise.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had Francisca whipped. Oh!
Miles Edgeworth! I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a show!
This is all your fault! Such a terrible witness! You are an affront to all that the legal system stands for! Oh! I demand satisfaction!
Goodbye, Larry. You will not be missed. I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to such an actual event. However, there is to be some sort of answer for the question it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in the courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I'm counting on thorough investigation by the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, right? Court is now adjourned. I'm so sad that emoji's not going to appear in the... Yeah? I mean, I can give you a preview of the investigation, see what you will see. February 9th. Hottie Clinic. I'm still up at this hour, reading through the trial record of a certain case. The first case my mentor, Mia Fey, had ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe. What is written here? This isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy, my ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he will be able to help me with something. And that's where I will leave y'all tonight. If the scene will transfer. Go to the thanks for watching screen. Okay, it's stuck. I need to thank them for watching. Well, since that's stuck, thank you all for coming here today. I've deeply enjoyed this case. There we go. I'm just fucking with you, Your Honor. Saying the stream can't end.
We haven't even gotten to the reason that I enjoy this case so much. That was the build-up, and we're still going to keep building up. We haven't got to the reveals yet. All the stuff that I love about this case. And I know that it's going to be so slow waiting for next week. But I will be damned if I don't make it. So, thank you all for coming here today. And I will see you all next time. Have a good one.